Hey guys, my name is Divya. I'm a doctor and I've held a management role with a healthcare company for a while. I've been doing a series of videos on my channel to help everyone out in the community get PMP certified. I hope these videos are helping you. If they are, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel. It would keep me motivated. We're doing a PMP Certified Edition on our channel, which just means that there are different people sharing their PMP journeys and experiences. So here's how Amit got certified.
So thank you, Amit, for agreeing to do this. I just wanted to go over your PMP experience. We really appreciate your time. So please introduce yourself and tell us a few words about yourself.
Hi, Divya. First of all, thank you for having me here. I have around 16 years of experience in an IT industry, worked with most of the leading organizations like Accenture, Deloitte, IBM, and Dell. I have been working into the healthcare segment for the healthcare IT from last 10 to 11 years. This last year, I started planning about the PMP, and that is how I started my plan that how am I going to put forward and complete the PMP. This year, around 24th of July, I gave my exam and I was able to complete my PMI PMP.
So you've taken your exam on 24 July 2021. Is that correct?
Yes, that's absolutely correct.
Okay, so why did you want to take the PMP?
I was doing project management and I already knew a lot of things and most of the methodologies which we were using were related to the PMP, at least for the agile projects, agile and as well as for the waterfall models. Both we have been using the PMP methodologies. I knew the things, I knew the stuff, what is there, but I was not knowing the exact jargons, exact workflow, which I got to know was after studying the PMP books and going through the complete documentation. I feel that this has given me an upper hand, which I was not knowing till the moment I was just performing my activities. So the study material and the content has given me an upper hand now. And this is one of the gold-rated certificate across the world and has a lot of value. And that's the reason I wanted to go for it.
Okay. When did you apply for the exam and when did you take the exam?
Okay. This is a tricky one. I started planning when I had a thought of writing a PMP. It was back in 2020, August. I took the membership of the PMI. But then it kept on getting delayed. Finally, there was a time when I said, okay, it's no further getting delayed. And I started my application around 24th of May and scheduled my exam on 24th of July.
Okay, so that's 2 months really. 24th of May you applied and 24th of July you took the exam.
Yes, I planned in such a way that exactly in 2 months of duration, I should be able to complete the exam. That was my target for myself.
Okay. How long did it take for you to fill out the application? And did you get any help in terms of writing the application?
The current format of the application is completely online on the PMI website. Anybody who has an experience in the project management should not face any issue to fill up the application. And these questions are simple. You need to elaborate about the projects, give few contacts. I don't think there is a need for me. And with the kind of questions which I have seen, I don't think there would be need for anyone to take a help from outside to fill up the application.
Okay. How long did application acceptance take?
I think roughly 2 weeks, if I'm not wrong. It's a 2-week duration where post that when I checked that application was already approved.
Okay. And how long did you study for the exam? What did you start studying before the application or did you start studying after the application was approved?
Okay, so I started looking at the course contents, what I need to study. I started planning on that. I also got a book printed and I also explored a couple of training materials which are available on Udemy and other website. And finally, I nailed down on a program from a land of management. Their program content, it has some free content which you can listen and you can analyze whether the course is good for you or not. I listened their content for the one section, which was appealing for me to go ahead with them. Then I purchased, and I made a self-purchase for the course. I paid around 79 euros for a 6-month duration of the course. And I have used, I can say around 90%, I relied on the course content which was provided from this website.
Okay. How long did you study for it? How many months?
So roughly you can say around 2.5 months. 2 months, once I filled the application, I was very diligent to make sure that I'm not missing any day. Most of the working days, I make sure that I'm using at least 2 hours a daily I'm giving. On a weekend, I used to put a little more effort, so around like 3 to 4 hours on each day. So roughly around 6 hours to 8 hours on the weekend and 2 hours on the working days.
Okay. Which resources do you recommend for studying?
If asking personal recommendation would be to explore the course content of land of management. I have no relationship with those people. I was wanted to make it very clear, nor either I'm promoting it. It's the course content is really good.
Okay.
And I also got a reference through one of the colleagues who has taken the exam, and he passed just using the course content provided by this website. That's how I came to know about them. I looked at their course content. I have been using their course content thoroughly. Their course content is well structured. They have something which is the elaborative training material. They also have something which is a cram session. And they have a special section for a math. They have the 2 mock exams. And they have a section for all the formulas. So that gave me a lot of information which I needed. What I did with this particular website, the full course content, I went twice. Once I went at a normal pace, and the second time I went around like 1.5 speed. Then I went to the cram session. In the cram sessions, I went around 4 times. Okay, each of these cram sessions is around 16 hours. I went around 4 times. The first time I went at the speed of 1. All 3 sessions I did at a speed of 1.5. I went through 1 round of the formula section which they have, all the math and the formulas. I completed both of their mock exams. And the mock exams I left for a last week during my preparation. So luckily, during the last week, when it was the 24th of July, a week prior to that, it was off in the UAE. So I used that full week only to prepare for the PM. And that week on a Friday, I took the first mock. Saturday, I reviewed the content again of what has went wrong. Again, on a Sunday, I did a second mock. And on a Monday, I reviewed everything. Remaining days from Tuesday till Thursday, I divided my day in such a way that the first half of the day, I was dedicating for the core knowledge areas and the procedures. And the second half of the day, I was dedicating to the agile segment because I was reading most of the places that the agile percentage in the PMP exam is increasing. And with my experience, I can say around 55 to 60% of the questions were based on the agile. Okay. During all this, I also used rhythm wheelchair but I didn't go through cover to cover. For each of the chapters, especially for the knowledge area, I used the questions. I reviewed all the questions from the rhythm wheelchair for each of those knowledge areas. That's only the book which I have used. I did not use the PMBOK, not at all.
Okay, so to sum it all up, your application was accepted on 24th May You took the exam on 24th July. The last week from 16 July to 24th July was intense studying because you were off. You took mock exams during that time and you broke up the time such that knowledge areas were on the first half of the day and agile methodology was in the second half of the day. Would that be like a fair statement?
It is. It is. This is what I did really.
And you don't recommend the standard or the PMBOK because you didn't use it at all?
I haven't used it. And the book and the course content which is provided by this website is good enough to rely on it. And moreover, you have to go for two separate books if you want to have an agile and as well as the methodologies, because there is no book which is coming with both of the composition together.
Okay. Did you have any hiccups during your studying period? You know, times when your child was sick and you couldn't study, or you had guests visiting and you couldn't study?
So yes, the most challenging was making sure that you commit for the extra hours on the weekend, because that's where you, if a family want to go out or the child want to play with you. That was the most challenging thing. Then on the last week when I said that, okay, it was almost a whole week off in UAE, like 9 days off. And my son already had a plan that, okay, he wanted to play with me, but I had a deal with him that, okay, next 7 days, you're not meeting me. Imagine that I have gone out of country. You're not even coming to my room. So, but yes, I convinced him that after the exam, whether I clear or I don't clear, I am going to play with you for the next 2 days. So the good thing what I did, I planned my exam very early morning, something like 5:30. I started my exam, system based when everybody was sleeping, and my target was to finish by 9:30 before he gets up. With some internet hiccup during the exam, I was well able to manage the exam by 10 o'clock. And the good thing that he got up before that and he started knocking the door. So because he was excited and he was waiting for that. So those kind of challenges would be there. Apart from the personal, I was supposed to change my project, the work which I was doing, to move to another project, another role, which again brought more challenges because you are meeting new technologies, new people, and you have to manage everything new. So you have to get some more hours over there. So June was a bit challenging because I changed my project too. And then when I got to smooth in the project in the month of July, it again got back to the normal.
Do you think the PMP certification is worth it?
That's a very good question. Something like defining whether your education is worth it or not. It's very tricky. If someone asked me, you studied chemistry and are you using chemistry now? No, I'm not. So same way, if you are doing a PMP just for a growth, but you're not applying those principles, it might not be so much worth it. The whole logic of doing this certification is to practice, is to know those industry jargons. And that's why if you understand that PMI has a requirement for you already doing those things, and then come for a certification. Certification just adds you more value to it, but it doesn't stop you from not doing it. So overall, it's give you a lot of value when you are learning those things. You have been doing it. It will correct you the way you are doing it. Or there have been certain things which you are missing it. I can personally say about myself, there have been a good amount of artifacts which I was not creating during my regular projects. But after doing the PMP, I felt okay, there was a need for doing it, and it adds a lot of value. So I could say, yes, definitely it's worth doing it.
Okay. What is your advice out that you want to give out there to all the future PMP aspirants?
Piece of advice is to plan it thoroughly, thinking it as your project. Think this is the project which you are a sponsor, you are a stakeholder, you are the one who is going to do it, and the success of it is going to be with you. Make a project plan for this. Let's say, keep it as simple as that. Make a project plan for your PMP certification. Make sure your closure of the project is your success of your certification. Keep it short. Don't overstretch it. 2 weeks to 3 weeks is a good amount of time where you could concentrate and you could be focused. I personally feel the more you are going to stretch, the more you're going to lose the focus, and achieving it will be difficult. Moreover, the more you stretch, you have to juggle with your personal life and the professional lives and so many more things. So keep it short. After writing it, I could say, okay, even 1.5 months is good enough to, with all the efforts, 2 hours a daily, weekends around 8 hours, should be good enough to clear all the PMP exams, everything in one attempt within 1.5 months. It should be good enough. Keep it short and have a plan for it. Keep following it.
Okay, great advice. Thank you so much, Amit. All the details of coaching that Amit undertook would be in the description box below. This is in no way a sponsored video, but we just want to share experiences of different people. So Amit, thank you so much for your time. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you, Divya, and I hope this is helpful to the other aspirants for the PMP.